When you think of games that use the NES Zapper, classics like Duck Hunt or Hogan's Alley might come to mind. But tucked away in the NES library is a lesser-known gem that combined platforming with light gun shooting, Gumshoe. Released in 1986 by Nintendo, the game offered a unique twist on the action genre by requiring players to control the protagonist with precise shots from the Zapper. By the mid-1980s, Nintendo was eager to expand the functionality of the NES Zapper beyond simple shooting galleries. Gumshoe was developed as an experiment to merge traditional platforming mechanics with light gun shooting, creating a hybrid experience that challenged players' reflexes and precision. The creative mind behind it was Yoshio Sakamoto, who would later gain fame for his work on the Metroid series. Sakamoto's sense for innovative design is evident in Gumshoe, which stands out as one of the most unique titles on the NES. Developing a game that combined real-time character movement with light gun input was no small feat. The NES's hardware limitations meant the team had to carefully balance gameplay elements to ensure the Zapper's responsiveness without compromising the game's platforming dynamics. The story is a quirky detective tale with a surprisingly dark twist. Players take on the role of Mr. Stevenson, a former detective turned private investigator. His daughter, Jennifer, has been kidnapped by a mob boss named King Dom, who demands 5 Black Panther Diamonds as ransom. To save Jennifer, Mr. Stevenson must embark on a perilous journey across hazardous landscapes filled with enemies and traps, collecting the diamonds along the way. The narrative, while simple, provides a solid motivation for the action-packed adventure and fits the zany, fast-paced nature of the game. The NES Zapper isn't just used to shoot enemies, it's used to control Mr. Stevenson. Instead of directly moving him with a controller, players must shoot the screen to make him jump, or to clear obstacles and enemies in his path. This dual-purpose mechanic adds an extra layer of strategy and challenge to the game. The levels are auto-scrolling, meaning Mr. Stevenson constantly moves forward. Players must time their shots carefully to avoid pitfalls, dodge enemies, and collect items. Each level presents its own set of hazards, from flying birds to spiked pits and bombs. The game features 4 main stages, each with its own theme. City streets, full of urban obstacles like cars and birds. Underwater caverns, features dangerous sea creatures and tricky platforming. Desert, includes vultures and quicksand traps. Jungle, a treacherous area with hidden dangers. It is notoriously difficult. The combination of auto-scrolling, precise shooting, and rapid decision-making leaves little room for error. Players must memorize enemy patterns and environmental hazards to succeed, making it a test of both skill and patience. The NES Zapper works by detecting light from the TV screen. When you pull the trigger, the screen momentarily flashes, and the Zapper registers whether it hit a target. In Gumshoe, this mechanic is creatively repurposed for platforming, making it one of the most innovative uses of the peripheral. There are secret areas and hidden items that can only be discovered with precise shooting. These elements add a layer of depth for players willing to experiment. The game's protagonist, Mr. Stevenson, and the story's mob-inspired plot draw heavily from classic detective movies and noir tropes. The quirky, exaggerated tone gives it a distinct charm. Upon release, Gumshoe received mixed reviews. While critics praised its originality, many found the gameplay frustratingly difficult. Over time, however, it has gained a cult following among retro gaming enthusiasts. Due to its niche appeal and unique gameplay, it didn't achieve the widespread popularity of other NES games. As a result, it's considered a collector's item today. Although the game wasn't a blockbuster hit, it remains a fascinating example of Nintendo's willingness to take creative risks. Its innovative use of the NES Zapper paved the way for other experimental games and highlighted the potential of unconventional game design. Even decades after its release, Gumshoe stands as a reminder of the NES era's ingenuity and boldness. For those willing to take on its steep difficulty curve, it offers a unique and rewarding experience that's unlike any other NES game. Have you ever tried to rescue Jennifer in Gumshoe? What's your favorite NES Zapper game? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more retro gaming deep dives.